A weather alert day today, and the bitter cold isn't just here in Wisconsin. Dangerous weather is causing issues for dozens of communities across the country. Plus, it was another record-scoring game for the Greek Freak as the Bucks took on the Los Angeles Clippers. We'll share highlights from the game. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Kane. A weather alert day continues for southern Wisconsin today. After yesterday's brief warm-up, the bitter cold returns. How long will these temperatures last? Meteorologist Greg Barnhart is over at the Weather Center with the details. Greg?
Yeah, well, the good news is it's not going to last that long with the bitter cold temperatures, really. Right now, the wind chills are just 15 below, but some areas are getting that. Other areas, the winds have died down a little bit. So overall, it's a cold afternoon, very cold, but the good news is it's not going to last long. Visible satellite shows really you have cloud cover starting to come back in. It's a little bit of a system that's going to come through tonight. But overall, pretty much clear skies, but you'll see the clouds increasing this afternoon overnight. Right now, the temperatures are just above zero in most areas or just below. The good news with all this is once we zoom in, we can see most of Dane County, we're above zero finally, 1 to 3 degrees, depending on location you are. The other good news, the wind speeds, definitely 5 to 6 miles per hour for most. As you notice to the west, they're starting to turn around to the south, which is an indication we're going to have winds come from the south later tonight. But overall, that means your wind chills are not overly that bad. The problem is with the out west, with the winds of south winds, it may be warm wind, but still you're getting a wind chill of 20 to 30 below in some locations there. So that's the downside of even having a southerly wind. So overall temperatures will climb up to about 5 or 6. The wind chills will just still be below zero, but you see towards the evening, they'll start going back down, and that's because we're going to have more southerly winds. There's a weak little system out to the west that's going to be the one that's going to come overnight. Not going to provide much in the way of precipitation, but it will be cloud cover. The good news is you look out west, notice those temperature changes have bumped way up. So that's a sign of things to come, which is good news because the last time, and that graphic kind of screwed up, but the last time you saw freezing temperatures was January 27th at about 3:25 p.m. Will we hit it again? I'll break down when we will and how warm it'll actually get next week a bit later in broadcast.
Boy, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
All right, Greg, thank you. You can stay up to date on the weather on our First Warn Forecast Weather app. It has school closings, hourly forecast, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. The bitter cold is also impacting communities elsewhere in the U.S. In some areas, you could see temperatures will feel like 50 below zero with the wind chill. Lilia Luciano has the latest.
For all of us, this will be an inconvenience. If you're staying outside, this is life or death.
In Boston, homeless shelters are full, but no one will be turned away. The polar plunge has begun. The city's expected to see temperatures free fall well below freezing by noon. Some schools made the tough choice to close Friday.
In the dangerous cold, we could get frostbite.
While in western New York, an overnight blast of Arctic air unleashed wind gusts of more than 40 miles an hour and whiteout conditions. The bone-chilling temperatures in the Northeast come as the South begins to feel some relief for the first time in days after temperatures finally rose above freezing. At least 11 people across Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas were killed during the storms, most in car wrecks due to ice-covered roads. And hundreds of thousands of customers across the region are still without power.
We started a fireplace, put some pots on the gas-burning stove, and that's about all we have.
Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Minneapolis.
And the South is not out of the woods yet. They could still see some freezing temperatures this weekend. A new art exhibit is now open at Madison College, showcasing the range and depth of the black female experience. It also challenges visitors to reconsider the role that they play in that experience. At their second annual art exhibit, the school's Black Women's Affinity Group says they wanted to present black women in a way that goes beyond stereotypes. If you want to see the exhibit for yourself, it'll remain through the end of Black History Month. It's February. It's free and open every day from 8 to 4. Another record-breaking game for the Greek Freak after the Bucks beat the Los Angeles Clippers. Giannis scored 20 of his 54 points in the fourth quarter. At one point, the Bucks were 21 points behind, but they were able to bounce back, beating the Clippers 106-105. This was the third time in 11 games that Giannis scored 50-plus points in a single game. He joins Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the only Bucks player in history to do so in a season. The Bucks go on to host Miami tomorrow night. And Giannis said he would be celebrating the victory by going to Culver's today and ordering, quote, 50 cheeseburgers and try to eat as many as I can. Today, the restaurant also congratulated Giannis in a tweet and said that they'd be donating 54,000 diapers to the Milwaukee Diaper Mission in celebration of the Bucks win. You'll remember back in 2021, Culver's offered the NBA Finals MVP free meals and custard for life. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Ticketmaster is working to prevent another meltdown as tickets for Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour go on sale this weekend. Details coming up in the Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Wisconsin, the Friends and Family Sale is going on now at Ashley. To thank you for your loyal support over the last 54 years, you pay what our friends and family pay and not a penny more. Find furniture up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 15% off our sale prices at checkout at Ashley.
In need of home repairs? From stairs and railings to roofing and plumbing, Habitat Dane County works alongside families to ensure safe, stable housing for years to come. Qualifications are based on income, need, and willingness to partner. Don't delay. Apply today.
PBS Wisconsin presents the 2023 Garden and Landscape Expo, February 10th through 12th at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Join us for an exhibitor mall, photo competition, and get your hands in the dirt with stage demos and more. Plus, say hello to Nature Cat and Daniel Tiger in our kids and family area. Information and schedule at wigardenexpo.com. See you there.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together for you.
Whether you use it as a workshop or simply as a space to store your vehicle, Menards has everything you need for your garage. Chamberlain garage door openers bring quality and value to your home. Belt drive models have a much quieter operation and are perfect for an attached garage. Chamberlain also offers MyQ smartphone control with Wi-Fi built in, allowing you to open and close your garage door from anywhere. Save big money on Chamberlain garage door openers.
Save big money at Menards.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up, but what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
This is it, Wisconsin. Ashley's Mattress Marathon starts now. Save up to 75% off top mattress brands like Beautyrest, Serta, Purple, Tempur-Pedic, and more while supplies last. Happening now at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer, Ashley.
There is a voluntary recall of eye drops due to possible contamination that may be linked to blinding infections and even one death. Health officials say at least 5 people have lost their vision after using EzraCare artificial tears. Dozens of people in 12 states came down with a bacterial infection that's highly resistant to antibiotics. The eye drops were sold on Amazon and at Walmart, among other stores. Ticket sales for Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour begin in days, and Ticketmaster is now working to avoid another meltdown like the one that angered Taylor Swift fans last year. The online ticket seller is prompting members of the Beehive to sign up for a verified fan account in order to snag their seats before resellers. Ticketmaster is also staggering ticket sales on multiple days. And Dr. Pepper has a new permanent flavor hitting shelves soon, strawberries and cream. The company says the new beverage swirls strawberry with its 23 original flavors and has a smooth, creamy finish. Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream will be available in regular and zero sugar options later this month. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Let's take a look at Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 87 points. The Nasdaq down 17. The S&P 500 down a little over 6. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You're taking a live look at the Call for Action studio. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can call for action right now at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Well, the biggest names in music are gearing up for the 65th Grammy Awards. Nichelle Medina shares a preview and talks with one of the nominees.
It's music's biggest night, and this year it's a battle of two vocal powerhouses. Beyoncé and Adele will go head-to-head in several top Grammy categories like Album of the Year.
A lot of people really want Beyonce to finally get her flowers from the Grammys in a top category, which she hasn't done.
Beyonce adds 9 nominations to her Grammy resume and could make history.
If she wins 4, she'll break the record for most Grammy wins ever.
Other leading artists up for awards include Kendrick Lamar, Brandi Carlile, and Harry Styles. It could also be a big night for country music. Stars like Maren Morris will face veterans like Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton.
The country contingent of the Grammys really likes to favor the old guard in a lot of ways.
This year, the show is back in Los Angeles with Trevor Noah hosting once again. And for the nominees, the excitement to take home Grammy Gold is building.
This one is for Early Americans with Jane Ira Bloom.
Husband and wife duo Jim Anderson and Ulrike Schwartz have received more than 30 nominations for their recordings. Working with music's biggest names, they're nominated for Best Immersive Audio Album.
This is actually a moment when people celebrate themselves, and it's very good to do so.
Win or lose, this year's show promises viewers memorable moments and a lot of great music. Nichelle Medina, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And the Grammy Awards air this Sunday at 7 p.m. You can watch the show live right here on Channel 3 and CBS, also Paramount Plus. Pre-show, that is, begins at 6 p.m. To get more information about who will be performing, head to channel3000.com. We'll have your egg prices next, as well as Greg's weekend first warn weather. And then today on Live Before, we go center stage with the Sun Prairie Community Theater's production of The Odd Couple. That's coming up at 4.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com. Come on out. I'm on it. 4imprint, for certain.
Are you sick of the areas of your home being cold in the winter or hot in the summer? Your house is a complete system of components that need to work together, similar to the human body. Just like us, your home needs to breathe too. If we're letting our home breathe fresh air, we'll be healthier and regulate our temperature better. Wouldn't it be great if we could show you all the areas needing improvement in just minutes without tearing the house apart? That is what our thermal imaging does for you. It will show the temperature differences in areas of air exchange. Then you'll know what areas need to be improved. Just like going to the doctor, except these doctors do house calls. This will also help in preventing the entrance of harmful pollutants inside your house. You can now easily bring down the energy bills and have a durable and safe home environment with Fry Construction. Visit fryconstruction.com today for your free thermal imaging consultation and save 23% on select insulation services.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, EGOT winner and absolute legend, Rita Moreno.
At 91, this is nice.
91! Then a teacher who crushed a cafeteria dance battle.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report is at the Wisconsin Corn Soy Expo in the Dells today. She'll be back next week. Here are your farm numbers. Senator Tammy Baldwin says newly signed legislation will help Wisconsin farmers access more mental health services. The Farmers First program uses $10 million to train people to interact with farmers. Those people will look for warning signs and provide help. Senator Baldwin says the average farmer does not have resources close by, so this program helps bridge the gap in rural areas. A weather alert day for bitter cold temperatures continues this afternoon. Greg has the first warn weather.
Yeah, we do have bitterly cold, but the good news is it's not going to last and definitely not a long cold snap. But for this afternoon, you will notice the temperature single digits, but the wind chills definitely will not be as bad. If you look at the past few days, we can see going all the way back to last week, we're going to kind of go back to where we had these temperatures. You see these temperatures near freezing. We mentioned the last time we were above freezing, that actually is the 27th, and we reached a high of 35 degrees. And then we had a little bit of a cold snap here. A brief one previous here too, but as you know, it hasn't lasted too long. So we're going to climb back out of this. So I don't think we'll see any of these type of temperatures for quite a while. More like freezing or above is what we're expecting for the next week, maybe 10 days plus. Overall, high pressure is beginning to slide off east. That's the route of the cold air that's going to be there. Otherwise, you got a nice ridge out to the west for really warm air conditions, at least beginning to spill over. We have a few little weak little systems that are going to pass to our north. It's going to provide cloud cover, but the thing it's also going to provide is turn our winds around to the south. And that's what we're going to start warming up here starting later tonight, actually. You can see one of those comes across here later tonight, increasing the clouds, but notice the winds turn right back around from the south. So you're going to see those winds increase through Saturday. We're going to have cloud cover once again increase because we have another one that's going to pass through. Once again, kind of go through the north, increase the winds out of the south, and provide cloud cover that may actually make Sunday a little bit more cloudier than what we were hoping for. Maybe a few flurries to the north as it passes through, but not a lot of cold air with this, even as it pushes down further into the area and then exits by Sunday night. Overall, it's not going to provide much in the way of cold temperatures here. So for today, you can see cloud cover is increasing. The winds are going to start turning around this afternoon. So this evening, our low temperature will actually be this evening, probably 3 to 4, 5 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer out west, but then they're going to start rising overnight slowly to when we get after midnight, we'll probably be above 10, and then as you wake up tomorrow morning, you're probably going to be around 10 to 12 degrees instead of what we were this morning. Unfortunately, the winds are going to pick up tonight, so there will still be a wind chill, even with the winds coming out of the south. So maybe 10 to 15 below at times tonight with the wind chill. Our temperatures just will be much warmer than they were this morning. As we track out those wind chills this afternoon, you see they're not going to be too bad, but overnight we're going to have them come back down below zero with those winds increasing. That'll be a problem probably through about tomorrow morning. Then temperatures will rise up enough that it won't be an issue anymore to deal with. Overall precipitation chances, we don't have much going on. It's not till really as you get closer to like Monday and Monday night that we have a chance for some precipitation. And the 10-day kind of shows that it gets kind of messy next week. 40 degrees potentially for a couple days there. So you're going to have a lot of melting going on with the snow, and then our rain chances start increasing. I think that Wednesday through Friday is the best chance right now, but most of this is going to be in the form of rain right now, not snow. So no significant snow is expected, but it could be kind of a sloppy mess. So I think the best news is to get out there and enjoy the snow this weekend, because unknown what it's going to look like by the time we get to the end of next week.
It's going to be it, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a sloppy mess, I think.
At least till the next time.
Yep.
All right, Greg, thank you. Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen now with a treat that was inspired by a trip to Amish country when he was young.
You know, I've loved whoopie pies ever since I was a little kid. It all started when my family visited Amish country in Pennsylvania. We stopped at this little roadside stand where I got my very first whoopie pie, and it was heavenly. I still remember squishing out the filling of the 2 cake-like cookies and getting it all over my face. From that moment on, I was hooked. So if you're ready, let me show you a new twist on these. The first thing we want to do is combine a box of carrot cake mixed with some water, oil, and a few eggs, then give it a good mix. We drop spoonfuls of this on a couple of baking sheets and bake them off just like you would a cookie. Then while these cool on a wire rack, we'll whip up a filling, which is simply some softened cream cheese with butter mixed with vanilla and powdered sugar. Once it's fluffy, we smear the flat side of half of the cookies before topping with the remaining cookies. The key to a good whoopie pie is that you can't be skimpy when it comes to the filling. Whether you eat these one bite at a time or you squish the filling out and lick it, you can't go wrong. To get the recipe for our carrot cake whoopie pies, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, who's loving whoopie pies as much as I do. And today we found an Amish-inspired way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Number one.
Next at noon, Angie Edge from the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin shares some cheese board ideas perfect for your sweetie this Valentine's Day. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth? Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's power swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The power swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there. And I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used power swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with power swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my power swabs and eliminate the staining.
When I use the power swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as power swabs.
Whiten your teeth this Valentine's Day by by ordering Power Swabs and receive 50% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Welcome back, Angie Edge from the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, joining us on a Friday. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Valentine's Day around the corner.
Right, and you know, February is a month of love, so who doesn't love Wisconsin cheese? And we're running a campaign all month long. It's for the love of cheese and finding your universal love language. So you can find these materials in retailers across Wisconsin and actually in nationwide grocery stores. So we're helping people pair their favorite cheese with some accompaniments and finding the perfect gift for Valentine's Day. So we can have some fun today,
Sounds
Mark.
good. All right, what do we have?
Well, the first thing we have over here is 5 different cheese and chocolate pairings paired with some of the best Wisconsin cheeses. So on this side, we have a Wisconsin blue cheese. It has triple the amount of cream. It's a Car Valley cheese, and that's paired with some chocolate-covered cherries. So you get the tartness of the cherry, the creamy earthiness of the blue. And when you are doing your pairings, you can, it's really personal preference, but you can find flavors that contrast or complement each other, like a sweet and salty or 2 bold flavors that go well together. So even when you're thinking of wine and beer and chocolate and cheese, you can just have some fun with trying some different ways to pair it. The next we have a Sartori award-winning Parmesan with some full-flavored dark chocolate. So those two both have great intense flavors. Then we have a Pleasant Ridge Reserve, which is an Alpine-style cheese paired with a milk chocolate almond chocolate as well. So you get the nuttiness of the almond with the nuttiness of the cheese. Now this one is probably going to be your favorite. Chocolate covered bacon with Wisconsin aged cheddar. So really the sweet and salty from Hooks. Yeah.
You don't have the 20-year?
Not yet, but it'll be launched this spring. So
$209 a pound?
Yeah.
Well,
so hoping to get a little slice of that.
Don't need a pound, just a
Maybe
slice.
a bite. Yeah, and then lastly we have the Roth Gouda, which is a very creamy buttery cheese, and that's paired with some buttery toffee. So you can really have some fun this Valentine's Day with some cheese and chocolate pairings. Over here we have a dessert board for 2. So who needs dinner? You can pair this with champagne. It goes great with some of these sweet berries that we have. So you'll see there's strawberries, raspberries, also some candied pineapple and apricots as well. So you get the sweetness of those wonderful berries paired with some award-winning Wisconsin cheeses. So again, we're using that Car Valley blue cheese and then also the Pleasant Ridge Reserve. So you get the nuttiness, the earthiness, and the sweet flavor of those berries. So a little champagne and you have your Valentine's.
You're all set. So how does this work? The pairings?
The pairings are online and they're also in stores across Wisconsin, so you can look for the Cheeses My Love Language materials, hopefully at your local grocery store to help you find some pairings that might go well for Valentine's Day.
And some great cheeses here?
Yeah, of course. Wisconsin is the state of cheese. So
how many different varieties?
Over 600 different varieties, types, and styles, so you're sure to find a cheese that you love this month.
For that? Yes, you should.
Yes.
All right, go to
WisconsinCheese.com.
WisconsinCheese.com is right there on your screen. Angie, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We'll see you next time. Here's Greg now with one final check of the weather.
Yeah, we're going to have temperatures there that are going to be in the single digits, but the wind chills won't be as bad this afternoon. We'll actually see the temperatures bottom out this evening and then start increasing as you see the winds are going to come around to the south. So lows tonight actually are going to be to this evening. Those are the temperatures you'll see tomorrow morning. They'll actually be warmer. Tomorrow, above freezing for most locations. Probably the first time we've seen that since January 27th. A very mild weekend in store. Then we get a little bit more active next week, but notice those temperatures. They'll be in upper 30s to 40s, so melting the snow will begin. So definitely get out and enjoy the snow this weekend because conditions may be a little bit more dicey as we get to next week with really no significant snow to expected for the next 7 to 10 days.
All right. Thank you, Greg. We're going to have a big meltdown. And then it might freeze at night?
That's the problem. You're going to have the melting of the day, then the freezing at night, so you definitely could have some slippery conditions in the morning hours. That's always a problem with this. We also could have some fog. It's hard to say if we'll see it, but when you have that amount of moisture in the atmosphere, you can get fog this time of year too. So things that we'll definitely keep an eye on.
All right. We'll see you back here at 4.